Welcome everyone in this new live development video about building an auto battle game. In this video we're going to build the logic to switch our cameras from the spawn to the battlefield, etc., and vice versa. So how are we going to do that? We're going to create a new widget. I'm just going to close. I just closed the other stuff. So we have an in-game HUD. So we're fine with the in-game HUD. We have a score screen there. If we hit play, the score screen is on the right. And I just want to update real quick the score screen entry because I really don't like them. If we hit play, it's quite ugly actually. And I think I don't want that. I think I want like some kind of horizontal box. The size box is actually going to be like this. The height is going to be a bit smaller. 360. Oh yeah. We have to set this in here. 360, 50 for example. Yep, like this. And in our horizontal box, we're going to have the player name. The horizontal box is going to fill and it's going to fill. The text player name is going to be located in the center without any padding. Oh well, maybe a left padding. Like this. We want the else to be we might be wanting the team and the else. The team is going to be, why is the team there? I guess, yeah, like this. We want this to be in the middle. We want the player text to fill, but to start on the right anyway. And the else is going to have no padding, but padding on the right and padding on the left. Oh, not that one. The team is going to have a padding on the right, yeah. And if we're hitting play, we are wrapping the text. We don't want that. Like this. We want to hit play, and we have like two players. So for now it's going to do the trick. So I'm player 2 with player 1. We're fine. So for now it's going to do the trick. We don't care about this anymore. So our in-game HUD, it has a score screen. It will need some kind of how are we going to call that? Battlefield switcher, camera switcher. We're going to create a new user interface there. WGT camera switcher. We're going to open that up. And we're going to remove the canvas panel, make that desired size, add a size box. In the size box we want like a vertical box with all the battlefield we have, and we're going to need a battlefield entry, user interface, WGT battlefield, no, fight zone battlefield, camera entry it's gonna be called. And this is actually, we're going to remove the canvas panel. This is actually going to be a button, WGT button, like this. And we want that, so we want a size box, I guess, like this, S box, camera entry, like this. And we want a button in there, and we want that to be like 100 per 20 for example. We want to override get title text, get size box. Oh, we don't have a get button. That's quite strange actually, that we don't have this. Unclicked button main. So we shouldn't have this, I guess. Get size, set size, set title, get title text. That's quite strange that we don't have this. So if we delete that, can we? We're just gonna go in our outgame menu. Yeah, we're gonna save that. Hit play. The server is going to create a game, so this is working. So I guess in the button we need the get button, which is going to return a button like this. It's gonna be pure. It's gonna have a name return value. We're gonna create a new function, bind main button, like this, and we're gonna be calling this in here. We want to grab the button. We want to check if it's valid. and we're gonna have a new custom event on button clicked. It's gonna be a function on button clicked. And what do we want to do? We want to call the onClicked event like this, like that. And when we bind that, we want to bind to onClicked, I guess. And we want to create an event on button clicked like this. So this is gonna be calling that, and in there we want to override get button with the button we created, and we just want to open up everything that relies on the WGT button. Okay, so we're not gonna do this. Menu button. So that thing there, we don't need that. We just need to override our get button function like this. Player entry, so I guess this is a button. Player entry is a button, and I'm guessing that we have, so we don't have any button there, so we're not overriding the logic. That's fine, that's fine. Camera entry, we want that. Lobby, server entry, on button clicked main, on server clicked. So we want to override get button, we want to drag the button there, and we want to override on button clicked like this. We want to be calling the parent function, and we want to be calling this like that. So still the camera entry, so we don't have any other button, I guess. Score screen entry, is that a button? I guess it is, but we're not, it's a player entry, it's even more than a button, but we're not using the logic there. So that's good for that. So the camera entry, button camera, get size box, we don't want that, we want to grab the size box, and it's gonna be, oh, it's not of the right size. I know why. That's because we're not calling the construct, and we're not calling the even construct as well. If we go back there, hit compile, it's not working. That's quite strange actually. Who's the parent of the camera entry? It's supposed to be the button, so it should be working. Class settings, WGT button. We are, oh yeah, get size. Well, the size is good. Get size box. We don't want to do anything there. I guess it's the right size then. It's just that. No, it's not. It's not being called. Oh yeah, desired size. Obviously, yeah. Class default 120. So that's a camera entry. We want a new text like this in the button camera. Oh, we want that to be bigger, and we want the text to be located in the middle without padding. We want that to be like light. We are gonna call that Battlefield 1, for instance. We don't care for now. I don't want that to be like, I want that to be like, not that one. Yeah, that one. Like this. So we have a camera entry, and this is gonna take in the level we're going to create a new folder called grids, and we're going to move bench, fight zone, and shop in there. Oh, we have a redirector now. Yeah, we do. Fix them up. It doesn't like what we did. It didn't like what we did. We want to save all, okay. We want to create a new folder. Actually not. In the level we're going to have a new blueprint class, which is going to be an actor, and this is going to be a BP camera pivot. Yeah, we call that this way in the tech design, if I remember correctly. It's just gonna have a billboard, And that's pretty much it. So we're going to drag one. Oh yeah, we're going to go back. We're going to delete that. We're going to go back to our map. Level dev. We're gonna have a camera pivot in here, and battlefields are going to have a camera pivot. So if we open that up, whoops, open that up, hit compile, add a camera pivot. Oh, we can do it that way, so I guess we're just gonna add a child actor, which is gonna be a camera pivot, like this. Oh well, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, I think that's it. Or maybe not. How are we going to retrieve them? So we necessarily have to add that camera pivot like this. It's way easier. That one, oh yeah, we have two there necessarily because we have a battlefield there with a camera pivot. So we're going to get rid of the one we added by hand. The camera pivot there, we don't want that. So how do we want to do this? So we need to store them all, and the widget needs to have some kind of link to them because it needs to switch them. So I guess it's gonna get all of the fight zones, all of the battlefields on the map. We're gonna check if we can do it this way. So let's grab the camera switcher, get actors of class, battlefield. We're going to loop through all of them, get camera pivot. Oh yeah, we don't even need an actor, except if we are going to have other places we want to go. Yeah, I'm wondering how we want to do that. Because we don't need this to be an actor at all. But we'll do it this way in case we need to change afterwards. So we have a camera pivot. What do we want to do? We want to promote that to a variable, make that, oh yeah, we don't want the child actor there. We want to get child actor. We want to be casting this into our camera pivot. Like that. We want to create that as a variable. We want to delete that and make that an array of all the cameras we have. We want to add that in here, and we want to be putting this in a function. Get camera pivots, I don't know how it's said, like this. So we have all the camera pivots, and we want to create a widget for each of these camera pivots. We want to create a camera entry. The owning player is going to be that one, and we're going to add that to a vertical box, that one. So the camera switcher, how big is going to be? Is it going to be? Okay, like we don't have an 8 override. We know it's going to be like we don't care about that. We actually don't care about the size box. We can just pull the vertical box there. Promote that. VBox, camera entries. We want to grab this, pull that here, add child to vertical box, and we want to add this child. What is the name going to be? We're going to select. We're going to grab the ID of the battlefield we are looping through. If this is equal to -1, we're going to say that it's called base, and the other one are going to be called, we're going to grab their ID and we're going to call them battlefield, like this. So battlefield 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So we have this, and I guess so we're going to need ID -1, so they're going to need their ID. Camera entry is gonna have an ID, camera ID, or just ID. Integer, this is gonna be, well, actually that's quite silly. Oh no, that's not silly. We need that. Okay, so the camera switcher, if we refresh this, is gonna grab an ID. We're gonna pull that ID here. And cameras are actually going to be a table, yep. Get rid of this. A map, I meant, of integer and camera pivots, like this. Yeah, we want to change that. Leave us alone, please. We want to find, no, we want to add that camera with that ID. What is going to be the ID? We need to be clever there. I think we want to use that ID, like this. Want to hit compile, hit save, and we want to add that camera switcher to our main HUD. The camera switcher is going to be on the right. Size to content. If we hit play, hit save. So it doesn't work. They are all called, oh yeah, that's because we didn't override a proper function. Get title text. Oh no, we don't want that. Get title text, we want to get rid of this. We want to promote that to a variable text. Camera name, like this, and we want to pull that in here. What else did we forget? Nothing. If we hit compile, we have the base and the other battlefield, but they are not even in the right order. So that's kind of silly. So we're not going to do it that way. How are we gonna do this? Well, maybe for now we don't care. Maybe for now we don't care that it's not in the right order. Yeah, we don't care. So we're just gonna make sure that if we click this, we are being teleported to the right place now. So I guess we'll do it in two videos. One with the right, we're going to continue that one with the fact that we're gonna call the right function when we click the button, and the second one is going to be actually the camera transform. Well, we'll see how it goes. So the camera switcher is creating this, and he wants to bind himself to the fact that that button was being clicked. Camera switcher, create event. So we have nothing there. If we hit compile, we're gonna have an error. Function, teleport player camera, like this. And this is gonna take a button as parameter, main button clicked, like this, teleport player camera, and we have a button there that we need to cast into a camera entry, and we need to get the ID of the camera entry, and we need to find, actually it's not going to be two videos, it's going to be only one. So if this is actually valid, we're going to teleport the character player, set location to the location of that actor, like this. Oh, well, it's not working. It's quite strange actually. Oh yeah, we just didn't call the function. Or did we? Yeah, we did bind that, and so the error. Get player character, so we don't have a player character because that's a pawn. So we need to grab the pawn in the camera switcher, get player pawn like this, hits play, battlefield 2, battlefield 3, 4, 1, base. So there is some kind of jittery there, and we don't want that. So there are several things we can do. The first one being, I think we're gonna do it in that video. So the camera switcher is actually going to trigger a fade. So we're going to create a new widget in the base folder, which is going to be WGT screen fade, which is going to grab all the space in the screen. It's going to have an image, which is going to take the whole screen. This is going to be like black by default. This is going to have an animation, fade in and fade out. Fade in. We're going to use this, and we're going to delete fade out for now. Render opacity in like 0.0 seconds. We're going to have two keys there. One is going to start from 0, and we're going to duplicate that, fade out, and the other one is going to do the reverse like this, fade in, fade out. When this is being created, we're gonna call fade in, play animation. There's gonna be a delay, promote variable, fade delay, no, fade transition duration. By default it's gonna be like 0.2, yeah, that's it. We're gonna play another animation, which is fade out, and we're gonna call an event dispatcher, dispatch on fade over. And is it gonna send? It's not going to send itself as information for now, as parameter, and it's gonna call that when that animation is actually over. So that's kinda ugly to do it that way, but it doesn't matter because it's kind of an isolated. Oh, we can get the duration. Get lens, get duration doesn't work. What can we get from there? Get end time, get the end time of this animation. I think that's it. On fade over, on faded out, and we're gonna have another one. Dispatch on fade transition, reach, on fade transition, yeah, reach it, for instance, and we're gonna call that here. Like this, fade transition duration, we are doing this. So what do we want to do here? When we switch camera, we want to get the controller, teleport player camera. Want to grab the controller, we want to create a widget, which is going to be a fade. We want to bind to that fade, bind on fade transition reached. We want to create an event, which is going to be, so teleport player camera is going to be called on camera entry clicked, like this. And oh well, actually that was silly, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna get rid of this and create a new function called teleport camera. So yeah, that's why it's a bit silly, but it doesn't matter. And we only need an ID, I guess. Promote to variable, teleporting to teleport current teleport ID, current camera ID, like this. We're going to create a new variable, which is going to be a boolean, and this is going to be called b teleporting like this. We're gonna get rid of this. Actually, no. We're gonna cut that. Get rid of this current camera ID. That's what we want to do. So we want to teleport the player camera. In here we want to bind. We want to make that. We want to get the camera ID. Camera entry, we want to grab the ID. Oh, we don't have it. Yeah, we do. And we can only do this if we're not teleporting. We don't want to be able to break the code. So if we are not teleporting, we're going to store that. And we're going to create a fade system, a fade widget, screen fade like this. What function do we want? We want teleport camera. So when we are halfway through the fade, it's going to call on camera entry clicked. And I guess we also want to bind on faded out and create a new function on teleport over, which is going to set our teleporting back to false. And when we click that, it's going to set that to true. And what do we want to do here? We want to end on teleport over like this. So if we're not fading, if we're not teleporting, we are storing our information about where we need to go. We are creating a fade, and we are saying that we are currently teleporting. When we are halfway through the fade, it's going to teleport the camera, and when the teleport is over, it's going to do this. So what happens if we say that we want to go to the battlefield? Nothing happens. So I guess we broke some key function. So get camera pivots, we're getting all the pivots and we're binding on the fact that it got clicked. Oh yeah, we are not adding this. Okay, so it was working. We're just not adding that to the player screen, which makes it so we didn't see what was going on. It was gonna work, I guess. Oh wait, we're never removing this. Remove from parent. That's why we were not able to click anything. But it's not teleporting to the right place. Whereas it was previously being teleported to the right place, so that's kind of strange. And I guess that's coming from Okay. So the ID here is that the camera entry doesn't have his ID, I guess. It's returning 0 all the time. On camera entry clicked. So are we actually feeding that information? So the camera switcher is storing the ID of the battlefield. That's why it's failing to work, I guess, because the ID of that battlefield is like -1. Oh yeah, so it should be working because we have like -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Oops. So -1, we're storing this. Yeah, we're storing -1 there. So it's not working, obviously. -1. Yeah, it should be working actually. On camera entry clicked. That was the button which was pressed. So we are storing this. Teleport camera. Current camera ID. Why is it not working? It should be, everything should be working. So we're just gonna grab this and pin that. So what are the camera we have? 0, 2, 3, 1, -1. So we indeed have different values there. Current camera ID. Okay, it's just not triggering. That event is just not triggering. Why is it so? Oh, because we're actually never calling this. Yeah, we are. On fade transition reached, that's what we want to do. Ah, yeah, it's actually never called. Screen fade on fade transition reached. Yeah. That's not what we want to do. If we do this, yeah, it shouldn't change anything. But we have the proper index. So Battlefield 2 is like, yeah. So we have the proper index. Base is -1, Battlefield 1 is 0, then 1, 2 and 3. But it's not teleporting our camera. We're trying to find camera pivot object reference. So it's not returning anything there, but we have the right one. Oh, and now it's working. And we changed nothing. So I was definitely thinking about restarting our engine because I was thinking about the fact that it could be an engine bug, but I didn't, and I should have. So we're not starting in the base, and whereas we should be. So we don't have any jitter now, and we are rightfully teleporting to the right place. We'll just make it so we're gonna automatically teleport to the first entry here. Camera, find -1, and we want to be clicking that entry. Oh yeah, it can't know. So I guess when we're getting the camera pivot, if we are grabbing the -1, we're gonna click that right away. On camera entry clicked, and we want to be clicking that one if we are equal to -1. Yep, that way we're starting in the base. So is it working if we're moving this? Yeah. And the client doesn't see the unit being moved. That's quite strange. So Battlefield 2, it should be seeing the unit at the right place. As if units were not replicated. And maybe that's because I forgot to do something about this. No. So we are rightfully setting this. If we are different from -1, we're telling them to spawn combat units, and combat units is actually replicated. Well, that might be the subject of another video. Oh yeah. I know where it might come from. From the stuff we modified there. We're gonna remove the net curl distance squared. If we hit play, if the server is going in the Battlefield 2 and moving the unit. Oh, maybe that's just because Battlefield 2 is not the same in two different. No. Okay, so that's gonna be the subject of another video. I think fixing this. We're just gonna get rid of a few print string before we dive further into debugging process. So print debug depths. So we don't want anything related to the engine. Data smith, engine, we're gonna get rid of everything regarding this. So score screen entry, we're gonna get rid of that. Print debug, draw debug arrow, print debug. In the in-player controller unit there, we want to get rid of this. Draw debug point, print debug in the game instance, we want to keep that. Okay, so I think we're fine. Do we have prints there? No, we don't. So I guess we're fine. I mean, we'll just do something real quick. We're gonna display what unit class the grid is supposed to use when it spawns. That will be the reason why we can't see the unit moving. So I'm just gonna plug that in here and print current feature. Do we have combat units? Yeah, we do have combat units. So if the server goes there and he goes there, oh, and now we see the units moving. But if I'm going into Battlefield 4, moving the units, going back to Battlefield 2, and now I see the units being moved. That's actually, so that was another engine bug, I guess. We're gonna do one more try. Oh yeah, I hit Control S while we were playing. So the server goes there, he moved the units, and the client goes there and he doesn't see the units. But he sees that one and not these two. So this is actually quite strange that some of them are working, some other don't. So Battlefield 4 server is gonna go, Battlefield 3 is gonna move that unit. Do I see it? Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna go to Battlefield 4, then I move this. Do I see it? No, I don't. So we definitely have some kind of bug regarding the battlefields and the fight zones, but we'll take care of that later. So I guess we're fine with the screen management system, and we're just gonna remove that pesky print. So it's gonna wrap up that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.